I will just wait for some students to come on. I'm posting the link in the Google Classroom currently. We have a few things to discuss today, where I let you guys go ahead and get started. Okay. I have my list in front of me, so I'll give everybody just about another minute. Make sure that nothing is being put in the chat. I will open up for questions soon, but not yet. Okay, let's give this maybe like one more minute to let people kind of sign on. If they're just waiting. If you see me looking down, I have my notes and my phone there to check time. I'm not wearing my watch currently. Let's do just okay. As we get more people on, we'll go ahead and let's go ahead and get started. So a couple of announcements before I open the floor for questions. So we do have another Kahuna of the Week this week. This week it is Sudeksha. So I will be posting her little Kahuna kudos in the Q4 Google Classroom, which you are all a part of already. Remember, this is optional, but we're just trying to keep the tradition alive of trying to connect with you guys and trying to give and spread positivity during this time. So this week, some of the novels will have a quiz. So you will know what novels have a quiz based on your daily agenda. So on Google Classroom, I have added a little something to help you guys kind of measure where you should be at in the novel and your discussion questions. So it tells you all the due dates, kind of like how I did the other daily agenda on our regular Google Classroom. I did one for each one of your novels, and it is attached. So if you go to, for example, this is Period A, Wrinkle in Time. Hold on, let me lower the brightness. So Period A, Wrinkle in Time, go ahead and go to the classwork page. It should be all the way at the top, titled Daily Agenda. So when you click on that, there is a slideshow, and it will take you to a slideshow that looks like this, where it tells you what your daily duties are for that block and when stuff is due. So you will notice that you guys have, so Wrinkle in Time has a quiz on chapters 1 and 2 on the 3rd at 9 a.m. So that is when the quiz will be posted. You can take it whatever time. I will give you guys probably throughout the weekend to do that. So the first quiz for majority of the novels, I think there's only one novel that will not have a quiz this week. They have a quiz when we come back from spring break, and that is Cinder. And I have written on here what chapters your quiz will be on. There will also be a Quizlet for the vocab on the Google Classroom for you guys to study off of, because you will be quizzed on the vocab. You will be quizzed on the vocab. So there is that. So another thing, I'm noticing that a lot of people are not scoring that well on ed puzzles. I'm not grading based on completion. I'm grading based on the grade that you got. So each ed puzzle will be worth 10 points. I will say I will not be counting every single ed puzzle. For one novel, they have over 60 chapters. No. So I will be grading certain ed puzzles randomly. Okay, so it may not be for chapter 2, but I would be calling it ed puzzle 2 in the grade book. Okay, as you know, I've been updating grades. Right now, I'm going to be going through the discussion questions today to make sure you guys have that done. Along with ed puzzle and discussion questions, I'm getting questions that should have been answered by you reading the novel. So make sure you guys are reading closely and not just going through the motions and clicking whatever answer you want, because that is drastically hurting your grade. Because I am basing it off of, are you actually reading the book? Are you actually paying close attention to the details? Because that is extremely important, especially when it comes to your project that will be coming up. So please make sure you're reading the directions, especially on the discussion questions, just because I do say some groups, you only have to answer one question. Answer all questions. You need to respond to 2 people or 1 person. You need to make sure that you are reading the directions before you actually go into the assignment. Because, oh, I get so many emails every week. Oh, I turned it in accidentally. Well, if you had read the directions and didn't rush through the assignment, you could have caught that mistake before you hit the turn in button. Please, please, please read the instructions slowly and clearly before you go on to do the assignment. Also, I'm getting questions on grades. What can I do to raise my grade? Keep up with all the work. The only extra credit I am offering this quarter is the book report, the extra one at the end of the quarter. So that is still going to be, it may be online, it may be when we get back. Right now, I don't know when we're going to get back. The projected date that I have is on May 5th. But with the way things are going, Ms. Cabrera is just going to assume that we might be online for the rest of the year. But once again, I am not the National Health Service. I'm not the Center of Disease Control. I'm not somebody that works for the government. So I have no idea. I'm just basing it off of my own assumptions, but I am preparing myself to give that assignment online. So another thing, email time. I did say I am available, but I'm not available at 10 o'clock at night or after like a certain time at night. So if you're emailing me 5 times at night, chances are I will not respond, because that is my time to be with my family. So that is that on that. So I do have a handful of people that do need to make up their dystopia quiz. You should be able to access it. I checked on Google Classroom. I took it off of the locked Chromebook mode where it doesn't allow you to open any tabs. So there should be access, because on my end, the quiz still says that it is receiving responses. It is still open for responses. So make sure when you are doing it, you're hitting click. If it's giving you some type of, oh, you need permission to take this forum, you need to email me or ask for permission. Another big important thing is to make sure that you do not have another account open while you are taking the quiz. That might screw up on as to what account is accessing the Google Classroom, which might make the program a little confused. So make sure you are only signed on to your school email during that time. And then, okay, so spring break. We do have spring break next week. So I remember at the beginning of this, Bassam had asked, hey, are we going to have homework over spring break? Theoretically, no. But it is up to you to get this week's work done. Okay, so some of the work from this week, so your ed puzzles this week will be due on Monday of next week, because I'm still keeping consistent with the week due date. But if you choose to procrastinate and wait until the last minute and do it all over spring break, that is on you. Okay, so you can get it done and enjoy your spring break, no problem, or you can wait till the last minute to do it, which I'm going to assume that majority of students will most likely wait till the last minute because everybody procrastinates. So make sure you guys are pacing yourself. Today, work on some ed puzzles. Work on some discussion questions. Tomorrow, do your science, do your math. Wednesday, ed puzzles. Discussion questions. Study. Okay, you should be able to pace yourself. I don't want you to feel overwhelmed by this. The ed puzzles is the easiest part. The hardest part is the discussion questions. So once again, make sure you guys are paying close attention to detail. Make sure that you guys are taking your time. Don't rush through the assignments because rushed work equals bad grade. Because I'm noticing that you're not paying close attention to detail. You're not following the directions clearly, especially when I say 2 to 3 sentences on something, and people aren't answering all the questions that are being asked. So I'm going to open up the chat now for anybody that has any questions. So if you have any questions, please put it in the chat now, and I will be answering those. So if anyone has questions, there's no late assignment. So you need to get it done, just get it done. There is no, with everything with online and distance learning, there is no late assignments. Ed puzzles that you get done this week, please refer to the daily agenda. I have all the due dates on that. So you have ed puzzles due this week on Wednesday. Oh, did I not put 6? Okay, unwind, I will make sure that I will double check. Let me double check right now. So pause questions really quick. I am gonna leave it open. If you do want to take the quiz over spring break, I will leave it open for that. Because once again, I'll follow with the whole week type of due date. So Sudeksha, you're in C period, unwind. Da-da. So Sudeksha, you should have chapters 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 assigned. The only reason why Unwind has a lot, is because all of those are about like 2 minutes, 2 to 4 minutes. So they're really, really short. So don't think I'm assigning like a 40-minute chapter. No, it's extremely short. So that's why you guys have multiple. So Sudeksha, try to double check because I just looked at your Google Classroom and it does say that I do have 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 posted on there. So Google Classroom. So make sure that you are signing on with the correct email. Service hours for Honor Society. Once again, I do not know. You need to ask either Miss Senator or Miss Welch about that. Once again, their late work is being accepted during this time. But if I'm getting late work the day before grades are due, I'm going to be very upset, and that's not right on my part. Because if I have 7 students that are giving me all the work for the whole first 5 weeks the day before my grades are due, I personally find that rude. For me, because then it bombards a ton of work on me. If you have 1 or 2 assignments that are late, that's fine. That's fine. I've already had some concerning late work. You're still getting full credit. If you're not getting full credit, that means you're not doing it correctly. For discussion questions, I'm grading on content, not on participation. So I'm grading on content because some of those discussion questions, they do kind of have a right or wrong answer. Some of them are kind of objective. They're asking for your opinion. So the only people that can do the dystopian quiz are the people who have it missing. So if you have a point value for it, you cannot redo it. So the only people that have it missing in the grade book are the people that are allowed to do the dystopian quiz. Remember, we did that at the beginning of the month. No, so for discussion questions, for certain books, like for example, this week for Wrinkle in Time, I did a text to clip. So I put insert a movie clip. Sometimes you will get maybe 3 or 4 discussion questions. Sometimes you will get maybe just 1. So Unwind, you guys will be getting yours on Wednesday, and I'm planning it on just being kind of 1, kind of big chunk. So it won't be too much. Okay, so Cash asked, what if the discussion question you need to reply to 2 students, but only 1 student put in an answer? So reply to that 1 student twice, so that way you can get the full credit. Okay, awesome, Sudaksha. Once again, Thomas, make sure you are on your correct email. For Cinder, you posted discussion question. So for Cinder, that is just a general question. It is not for a specific, if it is for a specific chapter, I put discussion question chapter 7 or whatever chapter it's for. Sometimes I will post just discussion question and it's kind of a general overall question. Maddie, I assigned, you only got, so for Hunger Games, I assigned chapters last week. So the reason why you may see more is because every Monday and Wednesday I'm assigning new chapters. So it means of you guys gotta kind of keep up with the work. So Hunger Games, on this Wednesday, you have chapters 4 and 5 due. On April 6th, next Monday, you guys have chapters 6 and 7 due. So it's kind of 2 chapters a week. You cannot retake the dystopian quiz. You cannot retake the dystopian quiz unless you have it missing. Okay, so when I say make up, it does not equal retake. Thomas, turn it off and turn it off back on again. Yes, if you want to go back and listen to certain chapters again, it will pause, but you are welcome to go through it again if you'd like. It would already, I think it'll already have your answers going through, but you are welcome to go through it again. So I've been trying to look for illegal online PDF versions of the novel to post on your Google Classroom. So I'm gonna try to find those, just because I can't afford class sets, and I would have to pay out of my own pocket for that. So any other questions for the time being when I let you guys fly free? Any more questions? So if you are missing any of the puzzles, please go back and do them. Once again, late work will not be counted as late. If people don't give answers and they just reply, in the directions I say, please do not use simple word phrases, so their points will be taken off. So Sophie asked a great question. Are we having a book report on our books? Yes. That won't be until May. Once again, I don't know what I don't know what stage we're at with the quarantine. I don't know if they're going to extend the quarantine a little bit more. I don't know if we are going to, finish this or not. So it's dependent on whether or not we're going to be back at school or if we're going to stay online. Then I'll be able to kind of hunker down and finish the dates. So Maddie is asking, can somebody for period B please answer the discussion questions for Hunger Games? So just a reminder, if I go through and I see that you are the only person that answered the questions, I will be giving you full credit because that's on the other people in your group that did not answer and do their work. So they will be missing. It will not hurt your grade whatsoever because I see that, hey, you actually did your stuff on time. You actually listened to the directions and you're kind of just waiting. So I understand there might be a period of limbo there for you. So you should be doing replying to discussion questions on all discussion questions. It is in the instructions if you read them. I do not know. I don't work for I'm not an administrator, so I do not know the answer to that question. You will do it online just like we do it in class. I will have the book report kind of theme paragraph set up online and you will type it out and turn it in. There will be a due date, same thing. Same thing as if we did it in class, because we did that online as well. So it'll be the same thing like how we did last quarter. So any other questions for the time being? Once again, I cannot stress enough, please make sure you're catching up with your work, because if you're not staying consistent at least, which is why I wanted majority of you guys to get Edpuzzles on your phone, so that way you can just walk around the house and listen. When it pauses, take out your phone, answer the question, put it back in your pocket. That's probably the easiest thing. The hardest thing about this is the discussion questions, but you need to learn, so I don't want anything to be too easy. So remember, I'm not grading on if you did it or not. I'm basing my grading on, are you putting in thought? Are you actually synthesizing, analyzing the questions that I gave you? Okay, so those of you that have wrinkle in time, I'm noticing you're not answering all the questions. So Juliet, the dystopian quiz. So if you're making up the dystopian quiz, please go to the quarter 4 Google Classroom. It should say English 7E. And then it's at the top, it says Miss Cabrera Makeups. And then it's dystopian quiz right there. Yes, if you'd like to leave this and start your Edpuzzles, go ahead. If you would like to leave and start your Edpuzzles, go right ahead. Okay, so I will be posting the Quizlet to study tomorrow. So that way you guys can study for the quiz on Friday. Any other questions before I close this live? I hope you guys are doing all well. I hope you guys are safe. I hope you guys aren't just binge watching Netflix. Basam, I received your email. Basam, if you had read the novel closely, you would know what Panem is. So I'm not going to tell you that, because you need to read the novel closely, because it has been mentioned in the novel. In the beginning, it's been mentioned ever since they got to the capital. Is what going to be open notes? I don't do open note quizzes in my class ever. So you shouldn't be doing open notes. Obviously, I can't watch you take the quiz, but open notes is only going to hold you back. So no quizzes, open notes, because remember, I get the exact same questions from the Edpuzzles. The exact same questions are from the Edpuzzles, so this should not be anything too difficult. And Basam, I will say, where is Panem is an actual question on the quiz for Hunger Games, so you should know what that is. Any other questions? It's hiding under my covers. Any other questions? I'll stay on for about 1 more minute, and then I'm going to close this. And I'll be posting this link on the Google Classroom, on your Literature Circle Google Classrooms. Oh, excuse me. Okay. Miss you all dearly. Miss yelling at you guys in class. Miss our tea times with Cabrera. But this is where we are now. Keep up with your work. Remember, the longer you wait to get stuff done, the more overwhelmed you will be. That is your own doing. Thank you, Tyler. I'm actually going straight to work after this. Ellen is still in want, but Ellen needs to do her discussion questions. And we did talk about this. And she still has not done it. So, but yes, Ellen is still, Ellen has done ed puzzles. Discussion questions, on the other hand, have not been entered. We did talk about this, Ellen. I'll probably email her, bugging her later. So, if you are a person who has not done any of the work yet, I'm going to be emailing parents today saying that, hey, your child hasn't gotten this done. Because if I'm looking at chapter 1 discussion questions that were due a week ago, those should be done by now. Okay, I'm gonna head out. I miss you all dearly. If you need any help, please feel free to email me. Discussion questions are worth $20. Discussion questions are 20 points. They are 20 points. So, and I believe quizzes are being worth 30 this time. So there will be a higher. YouTube is paying me very, very little, but that's for my other thing. And I'm pretty sure I haven't received anything because I don't post on it anymore. Okay, so once again, get your work done. Stay consistent. Follow the daily agenda. It tells you anything and everything you need to know, especially on due dates, what chapters are due, where you should be at, how to kind of pace yourself. Any questions, email me. Hit me up on Remind. Nick, you need to do your discussion questions for Wrinkle in Time. Those have not been done yet. Anyways, so please make sure you're getting everything done. Discussion question grades will be going up soon. I just need to go through those, and I will be going through those the majority of today. Okay, I hope you guys all have a wonderful day. Please reach out to me if you need any help. Please don't reach out to me at 11 o'clock at night. They're actually anytime after probably 7 o'clock. So I typically try to go to bed at 7 o'clock just because I'm working all day on your project and everything. So I'll be going through those. I will be updating grades. And I will see you guys next week. Because remember, on Wednesday, I will not be holding a live. Okay, so I typically do it on Mondays. So remember, do Kahuna Kudos, so that way we can still have some camaraderie in our classes. Wes, I'm much disappointed. That is very much not adequate. So please make sure you're going to bed on time. I mean, I can't say anything because if you see when your discussion questions are posted, they're posted very late. That's because I was doing a lot of things yesterday. So have a wonderful day. Bye-bye. Email me, remind me if you have any questions. Okay, first of all, not good for your REM sleep. Second of all, not good for your metabolism. Third of all, not good for your skin. So, goodbye.